Good afternoon. My name is Taya Delahanty and I work for the Instructional Technology Department, and my colleague Randy Schenk is here today with me. Good afternoon. My name is Taya Delahanty and I work for the Instructional Technology Department, and my colleague Randy Schenk off the YouTube. Just one second. Good afternoon. My name is Taya Delahanty and I work for the Instructional Technology Department. Sorry. Okay, now we're good to go. Okay. So I will start that over again. My name is Taya Delahanty. I work with the Instructional Technology Department, and my colleague Randy Schenk is here today to present to you setting up your classroom technology for simultaneous instruction. Today, this group and this video and this training is intended for those schools that have an all-in-one computer in their classroom. The teachers have a district issued teacher laptop, and there is a presentation board, whether it be a smart board or an interactive flat panel in your classroom. Today's agenda is as follows. We are going to discuss student devices. We are going to look at teacher devices that are in your classroom, go over some basic classroom setup, review some Zoom setup, as well as take time to answer questions that you have. I do want to show you where you will be able to find this presentation at a later date, as well as the information you will need to access the live question link and the survey attendance link at the end of today's presentation. So you found our video today here, and this is where you'll be able to access the slide deck that we are speaking from. Any questions can be submitted by clicking on the live question link. And then at the end of the presentation, the survey and attendance link will go live for you to access so that your attendance is collected. Okay. So the first thing that, so I just showed you where the Q&A form was. So please make sure any questions that you have throughout the presentation, you're putting on that form. And throughout the presentation, Randy and I will be stopping and answering questions along the way for you. Okay, so let's start by talking about your student devices. Students in pre-K through grade 2 will all have access to one-to-one iPads. We will be shipping additional devices to any building where the population of students exceeds the number of devices that are in the school building. Your school administrator will be distributing the technology as needed throughout your pre-K through 2 classrooms. For grades 3 through 5, each student will have a Chrome device for use while they are in the school building. Students will have access to either a Chrome box or a district-issued Chromebook that's considered a loaner for use in school only. A Chrome box is what you see here on the left of your screen. It looks similar to a desktop. It will only be the monitor, the keyboard, and the mouse. There's no tower next to it like a desktop would be that you've seen in your classrooms before, okay? And grade 6 students will be carrying the Chromebook that they've been using at home back and forth to school. Backpacks for students in grades 6 through 8 have been ordered. And for the grade 6 students, those backpacks will be shipped to your school building for distribution, and you can hand them out to your students on February 8th. Please note that school personnel are the ones to be deciding where the Chrome boxes or Chromebook loaners are to go, as well as the iPads. Please touch base with your administrators before any of this equipment is moved. Randy, are there any questions about the student devices at this time?
No, I just want to verify I'm using the same question submission form, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there's nothing yet.
Okay. So the next part that we're going to talk about are the teacher devices that you have access to for simultaneous instruction. You will have in your classroom an all-in-one computer, a teacher laptop, as well as an interactive presentation board. The laptop that you've been using at home, as you know, it has a webcam, a microphone, and the audio can be connected to the display. Once you are in your classroom, you will also have access to a desktop that's considered an all-in-one desktop. This desktop also has a webcam, a microphone, and the audio is also able to connect through the display. And then you also have a presentation board. So that's either an interactive flat panel or the smart board that you have in your classroom. Okay, external sound will come from your presentation board for the students to be able to hear that are in person. And then when you share your computer audio through Zoom, your students at home will also be able to hear the audio that you want them to hear from your presentation board. Some schools also have an amplification system. So those microphones that come with your amplification system are going to be vital in your instruction. So please make sure you're able to locate those if your school building does have the amplification system installed in the classroom. Some schools also have purchased document cameras for their teachers to use in the classroom. And we'd like to just note that document cameras are considered a building-based purchase. You are able to order an external webcam as well as a lapel mic, an external microphone through the help desk. And I will show you how you can do that at the end of our presentation today. One purpose for ordering an external webcam for your classroom would be to give you some more options for camera location for when you're Zooming with your students. Okay, and again, the webcam and the external microphone or lapel mic can be ordered through the help desk, and we will show you how to do that at the end of our presentation today. Randy, are there any questions about the teacher devices?
Not the teacher devices, but a couple popped in for the student devices.
Okay.
Do the Chromeboxes have cameras?
The Chromeboxes have webcams, yes.
Yep. The question is, will the classroom tech be returned after this rollout? For example, if my Chromebooks are shared to another grade level, that is the plan as of right now. Yes. Will headphones with microphones be purchased for iPads? No. I do not believe that those will be purchased with microphones.
Right, and one of the things, and we're going to talk about this in the Zooms when we go over some Zoom settings for simultaneous instruction, is that you can only have one device connected with the sound on when you're on Zoom, or else there'll be feedback in the classroom. But we're going to go over those type of settings when we get into the Zoom portion of the presentation.
I just have two other questions. If you're from School 58, you're in the right place. And building-based equipment means the equipment that's already there. For example, the Chrome boxes. Our K2 classrooms had Chrome boxes in them. And those are the Chrome boxes that would be moved around. That's all building-based equipment. iPads, building-based equipment. The equipment that we'll be sending is on loan until the end of the year.
Correct. And and your administrators, they do have a count for what type of technology each classroom needs. So remember, before anything is moved into your classroom, please make sure you're touching base with an administrator to make sure you're getting the technology that is designated for you.
That's it for now.
All right, cool. We will move forward. Okay. So now we want to take a few minutes to talk about a couple features that you may want to consider using when you are in person in your school building teaching. So for those of you that have been using more than one monitor at home, some of this might be repetitive for you because you already know how to do this, but we want to encourage everyone and show everyone how to extend their desktop, okay? And I'm also going to take a few minutes to look at some computer settings for you that will help you set up the all-in-one computer that you will be using while you're in your classroom. So extending your desktop. You will want to use the extend desktop feature if you are using your presentation board to share lesson content with the students that are in person, as well as the students that are at home. You'll want to do this because when you extend your desktop, you will be able to extend or kind of push off of your screen, off of your all-in-one desktop screen onto the presentation board, the lesson content, and then your gallery view will still remain on your all-in-one device so that you can see all the students who are still remote. So we're just going to watch this video. And I also want to let you know that you have access to this video and all of the links right on the RCSD Learns page where you found our YouTube link. So if you need to revisit this, you'll have access to it.
Hi, I'm in my classroom and I have my presentation up and it's duplicate. So I see what's on the smartboard and the screen are the same thing. I also have Zoom open. So then I can have two things open, but it would be nice if I extend my desktop and have my presentation there and my Zoom here. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to press Windows P and then I can click on extend. Now think projector, Windows P. So now it's on extend and this is what it looks like. So I see my presentation here and I just see the background on the smartboard. So I can pull this presentation up and I'm going to try and move it that way. It doesn't go that way. And I'm going to move it this way. And it goes over to the smartboard. But what I really want is to be able to drag it the other way to the left. I'm going to click on this cog or gear and it brings up the settings. And then if I click on the home, I need to go to the system because I want to talk about the display. So I click here under display. This is my first monitor, which is my computer, and this is my smartboard. So I'm going to move it to the other side. And then I press apply. Now this makes more sense if I close it because I can pull this to the right and it comes back to my computer. So now I just move it to the left. And then on my computer, I click on Zoom and I have my Zoom open for my class. So now I have the two things open and I can go full screen with Zoom too. All right, I hope that helps. Hi, I'm in my classroom.
Sorry. Okay. So one of the things I want to just express to you that is if you want to practice extending your desktop, you have to be connected to either another monitor or connected to your presentation board in your classroom. It's not going to work if you don't have two monitors, okay? And then I just actually got off the phone with a colleague who needed help working through this. And once you get into practicing it, it becomes second nature. So you really are just pushing one of your screens off of this, your all-in-one computer, and then pushing it onto your presentation board for other people to see. So I'd like to take a few minutes also to review some computer settings that are going to help you when you're back at school on the all-in-one computer in your classroom, okay? So first, if you need to go through how to change the display options, which is what that video just went over with you, how to duplicate and extend your screen, here are the instructions. And in the video, Larissa said, press Windows P. And the Windows key is down to the left of the space bar. So you'll hold that down and then P, and then that menu will pop up on the right-hand side of your screen. Something else you may want to consider is changing the power settings on your all-in-one computer. Many of you have already done this on your laptops, but you might want to go in so that everything's set up the same way as on your laptop. On the all-in-one computers, you may want to change what happens when you press the power button. Sometimes on the all-in-one computers, the power button is actually on the monitor. So sometimes people accidentally press it. It's in like the placement of it is kind of easy to press if by accident. So if you want to change that, the directions are here, okay? And you'll select choose what the power button does. And then the drop down can either be shut down, go to sleep, or do nothing. So you would select that and then save changes. You may also want to set up when your computer goes to sleep so that your monitor doesn't turn off if you're away from your computer for an extended period of time. So again, you'll go to the start, select the settings cog, and then find power and sleep, okay? And that's how you can make sure your monitor stays on all the time, okay? And then again, to shut down your all-in-one computer, you'll click on the Windows, the picture of the Windows on the bottom left of your screen, and then select the power button there. So those are a few settings that you might want to consider when you're setting up your workstation at school. So now we're going to take some time to look at some possible classroom technology setups. So this is an example. This classroom is at 28 school. And at this school, the presentation board is a smart board, and you'll see that in the middle of the screen. And then here on the right, you'll see that there is an all-in-one desktop. So what this teacher has done is she has extended her screen, and on the large screen, she's sharing this with the students that are in person with her, as well as the students that are at home. So both students are able to view this content. And then you will see her all-in-one desktop is facing her. So the webcam, the built-in webcam, the kids on Zoom that are at home can see the teacher speaking. So in this setup right here, the one thing that was done differently than pre-COVID, this teacher station was spun around, and the back of the all-in-one was facing the smartboard. So if you turn your all-in-one computer around and have it face towards you, that will lead to some more successful delivery of lessons, so that the kids on Zoom and the kids in front of you can see you speaking. Okay, so that's one idea. When you go to share your screen in Zoom, most likely it's going to be, you're going to select share screen to, okay? You'll practice that to make sure you know which screen you need to share with your students so that they can see your content, okay? In this picture here, you see again, there's a presentation board with an extended desktop. Now, in this case, the teacher has extended the desktop so the students in person can see the content on the smartboard. And then on the all-in-one computer on the desk, that is where the teacher is taking attendance. They're not sharing anything with the kids on Zoom. Okay, their Zoom's not up there, but they're taking care of some tasks that they need to. In this classroom, you could also, if you decide to do this, you can take your laptop and connect it to Zoom and run the live stream Zoom from your laptop. And then you can also move around the room a little bit easier with your laptop. This is a great way also to provide content to the students that are face-to-face with you. And then you can have a small group discussion with the kids that are remote on your laptop. And then this is just another example of an all-in-one computer in a classroom. You'll see here that in this picture, the desktop is a duplicate on the presentation board. So what's on the desktop and on the presentation board is the same. And what the teacher did here is they split the screen so that the Zoom screen takes up half, and then on the other side is the content. So you have to decide what the purpose of your lesson is, whether it's whole group discussion, then you would probably share the Zoom screen on the presentation board so everybody can be part of the discussion. If you're sharing content, you could share content like this by splitting the screen, or you could extend the screen like in this video here and have, or in this picture, excuse me, here, and then have the Zoom on the gallery Zoom on the all-in-one desktop. So there are some different ways that your technology can be set up for the simultaneous instruction. Some of you may want to place an order through the help desk for a webcam. And if you did this, it just will provide you with some options for camera angles with the all-in-one. So I know earlier today, one school has the desktops like right on the wall and they're not able to move. So in that case, you will want to order a webcam through the help desk so that then you can set up your camera angle to best support your instruction.
You want some questions?
Yes, Randy, I was just going to ask you.
Do we know what microphone Larissa was using during her videos? Was that just the computer?
That was just the computer. She did not have a microphone.
Okay. Zoom question.
Yes.
When I'm working with 4 students or less, am I sharing my screen to the students that are, let me start all over. Am I sharing the screen? The students are really small and I can't expand them. I have the smartboard that shows my screen and the laptop has the students. How can I do a gallery with less than 4 students? That's the question.
Okay, well, we're going to get into those Zoom settings here in a second because there's a little trick that you have to do. Okay.
When I extend my desktop, my additional monitor, it bounces my sound through the monitor instead of my laptop. How do I fix this?
So that is in your settings, and you'll have to go into your settings. Once you have it hooked up to your presentation board, you'll go into settings and select sound and make sure the correct speaker is chosen. And if you're not sure which one to choose, I can't show you because I'm not hooked up to a presentation board right now, but if you're not sure which one to choose, you could either open a ticket with the help desk or give them a call.
Okay. Is it important for the Zoomers to be able to see the rumors? And this person wins the clever wording.
I agree. That's
Zoomers
fun.
and rumors and vice versa. So, so the Zoomers see the rumors and the rumors see the Zoomers.
I think it's really going to depend on what your lesson is. For those social emotional lessons, those morning check-in, morning meetings, I think it's really important the kids at home, the roomers and Zoomers can see each other, right? But if you are teaching a mini lesson about great beginnings for writer's workshop, they don't necessarily need to see, the peers don't need to see each other. So you're going to think about what the purpose is. You'll probably do both throughout the day. I would assume you're going to start the day maybe with everybody on the large smart board so that they can, wave to each other. They got to get their waving out of the way because that's like their favorite thing to do. And then move on to the content.
Okay, and Zoomers and rumors, what do we do if we're lacking cords for the smartboard, HDMI, etc.?
So there's a couple things I'll say to that. I do know that there are building technicians that will be walking each classroom that's slated to reopen on February 8th. If you are in your classroom right now and you realize that you're missing an HDMI cord, please open a ticket with the help desk so that those materials will then, the tech will know what room needs what. So open a ticket.
Okay, and will we get the link that shows us how to split the screen? Yes.
Yes.
Taya will go through that right at the end one last time to show you where everything is.
And I think the person was referring to this, how you make this happen, this split screen. And there is a link at the bottom here of the slide to show you. You can click on it and it goes through. You kind of have to it's very difficult to explain, but you click on one of your tabs and then kind of push it off to the side. And then did you guys see the rectangle, the kind of shadow rectangle open? If I do that and let go, it'll do half screen, and then my other content will be the other half. It's a little awkward to explain, I feel like. I just went through it with a teacher on the phone and but she got it once we worked through it. So now we're going to look at Zoom. So there are a few settings that we want you to make sure you're using in Zoom. Okay, the first thing that we are encouraging you to do is to download the Zoom desktop client. So what that means is, if you can see at the bottom of my screen here, you see the Zoom icon. I have my mouse kind of moving over it here. When you download the Zoom desktop client, it puts that app on your computer. So you're not going to go through, you do not need to go through Rock Connect anymore. Now, those of you who have been home using 2 monitors and have been able to see your entire gallery view and content on the other screen, you already have downloaded the Zoom desktop client on your laptop. You're going to want to also do this on the all-in-one computer in your classroom, and this is why. There's more features that you'll have access to that are going to help you with your simultaneous instruction. One of them being extending your screen. So if you want to extend your screen and have your Zoom gallery on the all-in-one, you need to download the Zoom desktop client. Okay, so let's just watch this short little video about what to do for that. And again, you'll have reference to this at the end of today's presentation.
To make sure that you have the most up-to-date Zoom desktop app, we're going to go ahead and hop onto Rock Connect. I'm going to scroll down and click on my Zoom application. So come over to the right, click on Download Zoom Client. I'm going to go ahead and click Download. And we'll let Zoom download the exe here. When it's done downloading, I'm going to go ahead and open it. I want to click Sign In, and I want to go to Sign In with SSO. It's going to ask me my company domain. I'm going to type in RCSDK12, and I hit Continue. Said Open Zoom. All right, so this is what your desktop client's going to look like.
Okay, so that's the desktop client. Okay, and if you already have a scheduled Zoom meeting, if you use the web, like went through Rock Connect that way, all of your scheduled meetings transfer over to the desktop client as well. This document as well is going to walk you through exactly how to download the Zoom client for Windows. Okay. And there's screenshots here of the video. You don't want to watch the video. This will show you step by step underneath desktop client exactly how to download that. And I just want to remind you again that you will need to do this on the all-in-one desktop in your classroom if you plan on extending your screen and sharing and having your gallery view on one screen and your content on another. Okay. Something else that you're going to want to keep in mind is your audio and video device settings. Oops, sorry. So, meaning that you are going to want to, if you're using an external webcam, you're going to want to click on your video settings to make sure you are selecting the correct camera. And then you're going to want to do the same for the audio settings to make sure you're selecting the correct audio settings. We have a document here, Zoom settings for simultaneous instruction. Okay, and here it shows you what you need to do. And it also shows you how you can test your speaker and your test mic through the desktop client, through the app that you've installed. Okay, something else to keep in mind is that only one device at a time can have the microphone and speakers on when it's connected to Zoom. So if there's multiple devices in the room, only one of them can have the microphone on at a time. That will, if you have more than one, you'll get feedback and it will be very disruptive. Okay. Here you're also going to see how you can log into Zoom on multiple devices. And then we went over the extended desktop, but this dual monitor display feature, this is why you need the Zoom desktop client. Because when you download the desktop client, you need to be able to select use dual monitors. And then here you can see from the picture that the gallery view is here, as well as the content here on the left. Okay. And we also put in there how to do the split screen here as well. So it's all like a one-stop shop for you. Okay. Randy, are there any Zoom questions or any questions?
If we have multiple teachers sharing all in one, do we need to download the Zoom client?
On most of the all-in-ones, it probably is already downloaded, but you're going to want to check. So just check to make sure. And if you're going between different users, it's always a good idea to check to make sure that it's available for each user if you're signing in and out.
Okay. Does the Zoom desktop client use my same Zoom link as I have been using?
Yes. So I just want you guys to know that yesterday when I set up this Zoom meeting, this one that Randy and I are on, I set it up through Rock Connect. Okay. And then today I went in to my Zoom desktop app right here and I selected my meetings. Let's see if I can show you. See at the top, when you download the desktop client, you'll see the word meetings at the very top, and that will show you all of the meetings that you have scheduled. Okay, so here mine are for today, but if you click on, it'll start you here at home. And then if you click on meetings, it'll show you all the meetings you already have scheduled. They've all talked to each other.
Does the Zoom desktop client mean we don't need to log in through Rock Connect, or should we still go through Rock Connect?
Well, so what's going to happen is when you download the Zoom desktop client, you actually end up logging in to @rcsdk12.org. Okay. So, you will not need to open Rock Connect, but you'll need to make sure you sign in to the Zoom desktop client correctly. And in those directions that I showed you, the ones that are right here, Zoom desktop client, it will show you exactly what you need to do. I'll just point it out again really quick. So when you download it, you're going to get this sign-in box, and I know it's kind of tiny. There we go. You want to make sure you're clicking sign in with SSO. You don't need to do that every time. You're just going to do it the first time. And then you'll type RCSD-K12, and then you'll be all logged in and ready to go. Okay.
And do we need to change the settings for our video and audio every time we do something different? Different devices, you know, if you log on your desktop, if you log on your laptop, do the settings save?
They should save, yes. If you unplug the webcam and plug it back in, it might not save. So you might need to revisit that setting again.
I'm not sure what this one means, so I typed the
Okay.
question. Okay, I'm gonna skip that one because I'm not sure.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. So we are going to move on to device hygiene. We did just want to quickly review device hygiene with you. Hand hygiene, of course, is the best protection for your students and yourself when you're using technology. So encouraging students to wash their hands. We call hand sanitizer magic soap. So using that magic soap that has been provided to you. Phase 1 schools, your Lysol wipes have been shipped as of 1/26. And phase 2 schools, your Lysol wipes will be shipping. So those Lysol wipes you should use at the end of the day to wipe down like the smartboard pens. You can wipe down the iPads with them. Only the Lysol wipes are what should be used on the devices that we are providing for you. Okay. So you don't have to use a Lysol wipe every single time. Just make sure that everyone's washing their hands and keeping or using hand sanitizer. Okay. Any other questions about device hygiene will need to be addressed through the health and safety department, and they will be able to better answer your questions about any other type of hygiene. Randy, are there any more questions about that?
After you wipe down and leave for 2 minutes, what do you wipe off with?
Well, usually those things are like alcohol based, so they dry off automatically.
I could say I just cleaned about 1,000 Chromebooks and 200 iPads, and I normally just use I have some washcloths that I brought in from home, because once you wash it off with that, it leaves like a little bit of not a film, but just it's not a clear, pretty screen. So I just wipe them off with a dry rag after they dry. So anything, paper towel, and or a old rag from home.
Okay.
A clean old rag from home.
Yeah. Okay, so let me take a little bit of time to show you where you can get all of these resources that we just went through. Many of you are very familiar with RCSD Learns, okay? So I just want to guide you right from the very home page of RCSD Learns so you know how to find this information quickly. You're going to click on the word staff, and you'll see here the very first drop down is approaches to simultaneous instruction. There's a little arrow right next to it, and if you drop that down, it's split into two different sections. One, setting up your classrooms, and then two, for specific Zoom settings. So if you click on the setting up your classroom piece, it will take you to today's presentation. And I'll just scroll down here. This is the one that you're in right now. Okay, you'll be able to access the slide deck with the links. You'll also be able to watch the video over again. Okay, so make sure that you know how to get to this section. I also will click on the Zoom settings for you. So this is the Zoom settings for simultaneous instruction. And I did show you this already, but everything's right here. Okay, again, a one-stop shop for you. And we tried to pull as many screenshots and videotape as much as possible to help you with this transition back to your school. Many of you also have been using the e-learning web resources. So please continue to visit e-learning web resources and find some great tools you can use with your students, whether they be at home or in person with you in the school building. Okay. Resources specific to this presentation. We did mention if you would like to request a webcam and or a wireless microphone, you will need to do so through the help desk. If you're not sure how to do that, there are directions on this slide deck for you. And you will go to the help desk through Rock Connect. Okay. You'll scroll down and you will find request a device, request for a device, and then you will select webcam, and you're going to have to do it twice. You're going to do it 2 times if you want both things, webcam, wireless microphone, okay? And submit your ticket. Many of you also have visited my colleagues and I during our online office hours that we've been offering since March of 2020. And so we are available for office hours Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday throughout the day. And then on Wednesdays, recently, we've been providing district-based PD, so we're not able to hold individual office hours every Wednesday. But if we are able to, there'll be times on Wednesday as well for you to contact one of us. If you see if one of these times does not work for you, you can reach out to any one of us, Brian Bizigotti, myself, Kathleen Mahan, Larissa Useda, or Yelena Melnichenko, and we will be happy to connect with you and help you answer your questions. We just went through RCSD Learns, and I'm going to just show you, I want to show you also, remember that there are a plethora of pre-recorded tutorials. Most of them are pretty short for different topics such as Google Classroom, Seesaw, Success Maker, and Zern. So you'll scroll through here and you can find resources here as well. And then again, this presentation is also available on RCSD Learns. Randy, are there any other questions that we weren't able to answer today yet?
Yeah, somebody states that, they know that they're getting that K2 can use iPads in person. Will they be able to Zoom from those devices?
There is Zoom available on the iPads. You need to download it through the self-service app. But please remember, only one device in the classroom can have the audio on. And there also is an email coming from the Instructional Technology Department for more information about iPad setup. Keep an eye out for that, pre-K through 2 teachers.
I think it's going out today.
I believe so, yes.
That's it.
Okay, so I'm going to go back to our the website here. I want to show you where you're going to find the survey for today. And I'm happy to stay on for a few more minutes if anybody has any questions that they're still trying to type in and get out to Randy and I. But please make sure that you fill out the survey and attendance link that you can find on RCSD Learns.
Thank you, Taya.
Thanks, Randy. You don't think there's any more questions, or we're good?
I mean, if we want to.
Should we stay on a couple?
Oh, here comes one more.
Okay.
Are students able to get to Realize from iPads?
Yes, that information is coming out in that email as well. They will have access to Success Maker as well.
This last one is more of a comment. Taya is the best. Thank you. I agree.
Thank you, guys. Please reach out if you have any questions, and we're happy to help you make a smooth transition back to school.